Hey everybody, welcome to episode 5 of our move from America to Taiwan, specifically Taipei. It's been a while, and that's because we've been moving. We actually moved into our apartment, and so we've been furnishing, which is why I have this Phillips head, flathead, to kind of symbolize what the last couple weeks have been like. We're doing a lot of IKEA purchases, a lot of IKEA returns. You know, they don't really have, and they kind of have like an Amazon kind of thing, but it's hard to navigate for someone who can't read Chinese. And so I've been really heavily relying on Google Translate, which is not always very helpful, but we're making it work thanks to people like my dad. Catch us up, Hannah, on just what we've been up to and what life has been like since episode 4 till now.
Yeah, I feel like a lot has been up since then. We've moved into our apartment. I feel like we're relatively settled. We've been here 3 or 4 weeks, right? I feel much more settled now. More shopping than I think either of us anticipated. Like just the amount of things that you need to have a functioning home. We also had to do a lot of repairs. So I think that ended up kind of surprising us with just how much we ended up needing to do.
We walked in here and it smelled really, really bad. Do you remember that?
Yes. Also, no shade to Taiwan, but Taipei is a stinky city, and the smells of Taipei have been a character.
What are the smells? Explain the smells.
A lot of sulfur.
Yes,
Smells
because we're
'cause of-
close to the hot springs and
Well, also sewage. There's like a smell of sewage, but it's specific. It's like these people eat a lot of rice. Sewage.
what?
I don't know, like sewage in the States has a specific odor.
I agree. Taiwan
Taiwan has a different odor.
Taiwan does have a different odor outside of the natural sulfuric gas that emits from northern Taipei because of the hot springs.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sewage system is a little crazy. So yes, I'll give you that.
Anyway, we live in an older building, so
That's true.
the ventilation in this building is
It's not always the best.
questionable. Like, we can always tell what our upstairs neighbors are having for dinner. Like, we can always smell it in our bathroom. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I have.
Our bathroom always smells like green onions. Anyway, but when we first walked into this apartment, she stank. And
Why did she stink?
because someone
We don't know who. We don't know because this place was vacant.
for a while.
And not a lot of people had access to this apartment. I don't know how someone, but anyway, someone defecated in the bathroom. The water wasn't running, and so that
couldn't be flushed and just sat.
and marinated through this whole apartment for
Yeah,
God, how many days, weeks, months.
It's bad.
I mean,
It's
it's
really bad.
like it was in the air. It was in the.
It was in every
It
room.
was everything. It was like, yeah. So that was bad.
That was bad. So we had to have the apartment painted because the walls were not looking great, and the paint helped a lot. And then we had it deep cleaned, and then we moved in. And I think it could have done with a couple extra rounds of deep cleaning. We had leaks in the kitchen sink, leaks in our bathroom. The water pressure was really
water
low.
pressure was bad.
So we had to have plumbers come out and look at all of that. It was just like a lot of
Oh, and then the lights were all different lights.
Yeah.
Some was like the soft light, and some was like the
very
hospital light.
blue LED.
Yeah.
And that kind of gave both of us a headache.
We had to change all the lights to the same lights.
Anyways, but we have found a church that we really like so far.
Yeah.
We've met some friends who've been really kind and gracious and welcoming.
Yeah. Finding community was actually, it came pretty easily to us, I feel like.
I think the expat experience, I think expats tend to flock together. That's what I'm hearing over and over.
And we
so
live in a neighborhood where it feels more community focused.
It's a very international area as well.
Yes, yeah. So we've heard like if you go into like the heart of Taipei, it's really hard to connect with people.
Yeah, especially as foreigners.
Especially as foreigners. But we are kind of like the outskirts of main Taipei city. And so life is a lot more family oriented. And so there's more eagerness to kind of like, there's more warmth, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep has been really hard.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just that like because like when you travel, you adjust to the jet lag. I've never stayed in the jet lag for this long before. And I'm noticing that like my circadian rhythm has started to fight back. I mean, I think we both have kind of noticed this. Like there was a while we were just randomly waking up in the middle of the night and like couldn't fall back asleep. And it felt like we had restarted jet lag to some extent.
It's been rough.
I would liken myself to the princess from The Princess and the Pea. I need very ideal circumstances to fall asleep and to sleep well.
It's a whole thing.
The duvet was too heavy, and I couldn't sleep with it on. I don't like having a lot of weight on me when I'm sleeping. It makes me feel very anxious, which is ironic because a lot of people do weighted blankets to treat their anxiety, and that just sounds horrible. But also, our sheets were scratchy, and it made it hard for me to sleep. I don't want to be this way, but this is how God made me. I wish I didn't need such perfect scenarios.
Such privilege.
Well,
kids have been adjusted
quite
nicely.
Fine. Yeah.
Let's pivot to like a couple things that you're loving so far in Taiwan, a couple things that you are not loving, and some things that you miss. So start with love.
I feel like we should flip that so that we end it on a good note.
Let's do it.
I'm going to start with things that I miss. I miss popcorn. We can't find popcorn anywhere, like microwavable.
We haven't searched hard enough, but that is something that we have noticed.
Like, I went to see Wicked, which was amazing, and the movie theater did not have fresh made popcorn. They had prepackaged popcorn, which
is not good. That's not a good idea.
Like a violation of my movie-going experience. I also miss salad. So in traditional Chinese medicine, anything cold that you ingest is like a big no-no. Like you don't drink cold drinks, you don't eat cold vegetables, you don't eat anything cold. Everything needs to be warm or hot when you consume it. So yeah.
So the coldness blocks the chi, especially if you are mixing warm, hot, and cold all together. It somehow, according to Chinese medicine, like it stops the chi, and that causes bloating, indigestion, all the things that you have issues with. I'm curious. Like, this is a very interesting thing because we are Westerners, pretty much, and so we're coming into a Chinese medicine theory of food and stuff. It's very comment below.
Yeah.
If you have experienced this kind of ideas, or like if you can validate, like, hey, yeah, the Chinese medicine that's been around for thousands of years, they have it down to something that Americans, Westerners need to.
You can pry the ice out of my cold, dead body, out of my cold, dead hands. I don't know. I think my love for ice is maybe the most American thing about me. It's
not only that, but you also order soda in every meal when we go out. And it's embarrassing for this Chinese man. It's so funny though. It like, I don't know if you know this, but it's like, how do you know someone is not from the States? If she was Asian and she ordered soda, it's like totally a white guo yuan.
I have my reasons. Okay, it helps with nausea, and I've been very nauseated.
Even when you weren't nauseated, like when we visited, when you weren't, you still
let me live.
You still ordered. What else do you miss?
I don't know if I want to keep talking about these things because you just keep insulting my culture.
This is how people of color have felt about your people all the time.
That's fair. I really can't complain. So I miss popcorn. I miss salad. I miss my mommy and my daddy. I miss my friend. The kids miss Chick-fil-A. They have said that.
I don't. It's not very good anyways.
Roast him in the comments. I miss Chick-fil-A. I miss Taco Bell. But on a different, unrelated note, my stomach's been feeling a lot better.
I personally miss fishing.
Yeah.
So not a lot of people know. Some people know, but I developed a great love for fishing in Texas, specifically bass fishing. But I miss that. I know that there are fishing opportunities around here, but I cannot find them right now, and it's not really at the top of my list. But I do miss it. I think about it once in a while. And as you can see, we have these ornaments, and we had to like tie the string to the ornaments, and I was like, oh, this reminds me of tying fishing knots. Yeah. And I got sad. What else do you miss, or is that?
I miss singing, like in front of people, but just
yeah, that's your gift. You miss utilizing your gifts.
I miss my job, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, what are some of the things that you don't love right now so far?
Okay, we've been taking a lot of taxis.
The taxi Uber culture. That's like quintessential Taiwan, like that. Ever since I came here young, like it was always an adventure. Do it.
I get car sick really easily, and I have had to sit in the front seat in every taxi we have been in. And
every male taxi would drive and do this.
No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they do not. What they actually do is this is an actual, like, this is me in the front seat while we're driving. Like, that's
the stop and go is a little ridiculous.
It's like, it's so bad. I prefer the MRT.
You do?
Because I don't feel like I'm gonna vomit.
So hold on, wait. Would you rather deal with Uber drivers that can get you to the point A to point B faster with that stop and go and the smells? Because sometimes
they be stinky.
They are stinky. Cao mo mo. Say that. Cao mo mo.
I feel like I'm being offensive.
No, you're just learning Taiwanese. Cao mo mo. Say it.
Cao mo mo.
对啊，对啊，cao mo mo.
Older cars that have had a lot of passengers in them have a funky odor.
These old guys smoke and they chew beetle nuts, so they smell bad.
And the stale cigarettes are rough. We did have this one driver, however.
Oh, I gave him 2 stars on Uber.
I have never reprimanded a driver before, but I literally had to stop this man because he was having a showdown with a what was that car? It was like a Land Rover Defender, and this guy's just like evil eyeing him. Anyway, he just like kept cutting him off, and he like started to roll his window down. My children are in the back seat. I'm in the front seat, and I'm just like, dude, stop. I was like, dude, don't. And he didn't know what I was saying, but I was just like, what are you doing right now? Also, this guy like probably had COVID. He had just like this the whole time. That is exactly what he did.
That's amazing. Great. That was good.
Okay, but how accurate was that?
Remember him punching himself? Do you remember that?
Yes! Yes! He just kept going.
The kids are sleeping. Hannah was very American. Great job, babe.
I just was like, I really was almost like, pull over, I'm getting out.
Well, we kind of did. We eventually did.
We did, yeah. Oh.
And it was like, my kids are in the car. Our kids are in the car, and you're gonna do that. And he thought it was really funny, which now we're talking about it, and it's a little kind of funny. But at that moment, it was not very funny.
But the punching himself.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
to like stay awake.
He didn't punch his leg. He was punching his face. I don't know if you noticed that.
I saw him punch his leg.
No,
I didn't see him
he was punching his face.
I was just like staring dead ahead, like, please don't die. Please don't kill me.
But on the good side, Uber is actually really affordable. So we average like from our place to like in the city is about 30 to 45 minutes. And it's rarely ever over $9.
Yeah.
Which like what Like just sitting in an Uber for 3 minutes in LA or New York or San Francisco is already over $9, right? But like for us, 30, 35, 40 minutes, it's like $9, $10. Like, that's really affordable.
It is nice. Yes.
Well, no, I didn't finish my would you rather. Would you rather be in a taxi with all of that potential discomfort or like what happened today in the MRT where everybody was smushed together and there is no sense of personal space and the smell of people.
Weirdly, that didn't bother me as much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Let's move to what are some things that you are currently loving in Taiwan?
I feel like our diet has been
My body feels
better.
Happy with me.
Yeah. I feel like my body is less.
And what do you think is the difference? What are
I'm
some
less
main...
inflamed. Like it's way less inflammation, which I don't know if that is caused by like additives or preservatives in food that we like, because a lot of the food that we consume in the States is highly processed, whether we want it to be or not. Like, whereas here, it does feel like things are less processed.
Totally, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, things are a lot fresher, right? The bread is a lot fresher.
Yeah, the bread, the gluten has not destroyed me.
Barely any
bread
preservatives.
Every day, and I'm not bloated, which is like
a dream come true.
a dream come true. And then I'm also like, is it because I was drinking a lot of carbonated drinks that I was
like LaCroix,
like
and
LaCroix
Waterloo.
and Waterloo? Is that what was?
Because they don't really have that here.
Yeah, they have like Perrier, but you have to go to like a special place to get it better.
The food quality, I would say 100% is so much better than what we've been ingesting in Texas.
Yeah.
The usual diet for the kids is like Kraft's mac and cheese, right? And then
For
like
lunch, yeah.
bread and Maruchan,
Well,
ramen,
I've made
and
meals too.
yes, no, I'm just saying, but like
that's what
when
they
they're
wanted to eat.
when they're
Yeah.
hungry,
And we were exhausted and didn't want to
and
cook.
we were exhausted. Like
Yeah.
Eliza knew how to make. She knew how to make
Instant
popcorn.
Mac.
She knew how to make instant mac. Like she can cook it for herself and for Simi and like prepare all that stuff. There were a lot more chips. There were Cheez-Its. There were goldfish. Like all of that food. Like we don't really have access to that.
Yeah.
So when they're hungry and they want a snack, they're eating fruits or nori. And nori
yogurt.
or yogurt. And like I love that. That's been great.
I think people here have been really kind and friendly.
It's actually very similar to
Texas.
Texas, like
Warmth.
warmth. Yeah, like overall.
Yeah,
like,
it's
how would
been
you
good.
rate our time here? Because it's been a little over a month now.
Yeah.
So how would you rate your overall experience?
I would say
Tiresome.
4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5 stars.
There's definitely been some culture shock of just like, you know, you don't know what you don't know until you have to know it.
Wow.
Thank you.
Very sagacious of you.
That one was free. Yeah. What did I say? You don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. If you know, you don't know. How to know.
You don't know what you don't know until you have to know it.
Until you must know how to do.
Anyways, I'm also noticing I feel more and more shy about trying to speak in Mandarin. Like I'm actually speaking
gotta just do
less
it.
and less because I don't know, I just get so embarrassed.
It's
Because
very
my
humbling.
Mandarin is so bad. Like I have been so humbled and like just hats all the way off to just any immigrant who has had to learn a new language, like and jump into a new culture. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. It's hard for me too. Like even though I am okay in Mandarin, like there is still that hurdle of like, okay, I'm gonna sound like an idiot. I'm gonna sound ignorant. I'm gonna sound like I'm gonna fumble with this. And I'm not going to get the same grace that Hannah has as a white girl, you know? So they're going to be like, why is your Mandarin so bad? When I'm trying to like have a decent conversation, you know, whatever, like trying to get stuff for us.
Yeah, they're
or,
much
like,
meaner to their own.
But for Hannah, she goes, 谢谢 or 不好意思. And they're like, oh, 你的中文真的很好. 真的. With that, we'll call that episode 5. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Sorry, Jason, that you have to edit this whole thing. But you got this, dude. 加油. Say it, 加油.
加油.
Not 加油.
Tupac is still alive.
What?